What's up, Mettle Milieu followers? Welcome to now my 5th installment of my own heavy metal YouTube channel. I am Michael the Metal Angel, and if you've watched my 4 ones, which I appreciate, you will see that I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan. And that's because Iron Maiden is my favorite band. So of course I have my Number the Beast dress shirt. I have Phantom of the Opera, doll, which of course is my favorite Iron Maiden song of all time. You can see all the other Iron Maiden stuff, Iron Maiden poster. My wife is a huge Kiss fan. I appreciate Kiss as well. And of course, Judas Priest. My whole house is riddled with heavy metal memorabilia. What can I say? I love metal. That being said, here I am today. Also another one of my favorite bands is Accept and Rush. I'm here today to talk about none other than the one and only, oh yeah, I've even got my awesome Iron Maiden shoes, which no longer fit, which sucks. I'm here today to talk about the one and only Jim Breuer. Yeah, you say, Jim Breuer, what? How is that? I love thrash, I love heavy metal, I love it loud, and I'll tell you what, man, Jim Breuer's new album is all the above. It is total thrash, headbanging, good time fun. Just like with Chris Jericho and Fozzy, what Fozzy was about 7 to 10 years ago, it was fun, good thrash, good positive lyrics, but now Fozzy blows chunks. Well, Jim Breuer has now picked up that torch. These songs are fast, heavy, aggressive, fun, clean, very family oriented. I mean, if you can see through the booklet here, he's got a song called Old School, which says it all. He's got a video called Thrash, Raising Teenage Girls. He's even got a song called Sugar Rush, which is about his kids drinking, eating too many sweets, getting out of control. How does he deal with it? He deals with such a sense of humor. His video for Old School is just so great because he does great imitations of Rob Halford, of Dee Snider, of Ozzy Osbourne, whining and whinging about Sharon. He's got the other video, which is just called Thrash, which is just, the lyrics are so brilliant because it talks about, down goes the garage door, on goes the headphones. Then, as long as the wife's out shopping, and he brings all the guys in, and they just old school thrash, and I can totally relate to it. A lot of people think of Jim Breuer strictly as like the goat boy from Saturday Night Live. Yeah, and he may only have written one book, but he's a diehard metalhead. I don't know why he's never been on that metal show. Chris Jericho is a diehard metalhead, written quite a number of books, done a whole bunch of things. But, Jim Breuer, he's got great stand-up. I really appreciate what Brian Posen did a couple years ago with Keeping It Thrash and working with Death Angel. And by the way, I might say, speaking of Death Angel, I spoke last time that I hadn't heard the Death Angel. I really didn't care, and I wasn't interested in the New Testament. Well, I played the new Death Angel today. It is totally thrash, and I am loving it, and I am looking forward to the New Testament. But, however, Jim Breuer, man, you hear that old Megadeth sound, you hear that old Anthrax Cotton Amash sound, you hear that old Death Angel Frolic Through the Park sound. It's like he champions that, but he's also got that hard rock vibe, which I love so much because, a friend of mine, she told me she saw AC/DC the other night with Axl Rose. Now that's total blasphemy. I can't even picture Axl with Guns N' Roses anymore. But Axl with AC/DC, when they could have got none other than Mark Storaci from Crocus, or they could have got Jason McMaster, or any of these other guys who imitate AC/DC so much, no, they get none other than the freaking Axl Rose. That's as bad as Rob Halford teaming up with Baby Metal. I'm talking pure, total, anathematized blasphemy. But Jim Breuer keeps it real. And the other day, I had the honor of meeting Don Jameson, who I interviewed many years ago, and today I actually got to speak to him personally. He's a great guy, he's a rocker, he's a metalhead, but his stand-up sucks. It's vulgar, hell-bent for laughter, what is that? I do really like what Jim Florentine does, and that's awesome. And together when they do the phony call stuff and the crank call marketing thing where they rip off the Jerky Boys, that's funny stuff too. But Jim Breuer's comedy is just hysterical. He's got this whole thing where he talks about his wife and him going to see Metallica with Slayer opening, and Slayer's like, for all you Slayer fans, this is our last song and stuff, and he's like, next thing you know, it's like he alludes to the whole scene from Lords of the Ring, from Fellowship of the Ring, with Uruk-hai are called, and the sounds of the trumpet and the horns and everything like that, and all of a sudden, they come moshing and thrashing and taking over and, killing all the hobbits and everything, and of course Boromir falls down with the arrow in his heart and he realizes he has failed. But, it's just the whole idea is like, oh, every man for himself, and him and his wife get separated because, Slayer, but he went to see Metallica, but now he respects Slayer, but he gets it, but he makes it so funny in his stand-up, and it's so very family-friendly. So yeah, I love metal, I love thrash, I love comedy, and this embodies all of it. And you can find it at Target, you can find it at Walmart, you can find it at Best Buy, you can find it at your local library. It's great booklet, no real pictures, but actual lyrics, great lyrics, positive lyrics, kind of what Fozzy once was, kind of what Brian Posehn once was. And what can I say? I'm going to be talking about lots of new metal releases of bands that bring back that classic metal sound. So join me next time. Keep your fist high in the air and stay metal.